can't think.
Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. I know I'm just from doing another story times previously in the Mombasa trip, and now I'm doing the second trip I went to. So for this second trip, it was quite exciting. Yeah, it was quite exciting, and again, I am so grateful to God, to my parents for the sacrifice they made, to everyone who gave me pocket money. I'm so grateful. So it was a school trip. Yeah, I know, very lucky. And we went to Germany. You guys, I've left the continent. It's crazy, honestly, if I think about it, because I never imagined it was something that I would get to do, but I did it, and yeah, I'm forever grateful. Anyway, so of course, to travel outside of the country, you need a passport. And for a passport, you need to start the application process early because, guys, this traveling thing, days leading up to the travel, I was so exhausted and I was like, is this a must? That is how bad it was. So like you need to do these things early, and so for my passport I did it quite early. Okay, not quite early, but I did it early enough, and it is a very stressful process because you have to fill these documents, millions and millions of things you're filling. That process alone very hectic. Then after submitting it, you have to go to Huduma Center and you have to book an appointment. And apparently, and sometimes, let's say you want a passport for next month, you'd find like there's no space for appointments, and that is so sad. Like, let's say I want an appointment, I'm booking an appointment, you wouldn't probably find an appointment for today, maybe back next month. End of next month is when you can find space. So that is how bad it is. So if you know you're traveling ASAP, just start the process right now, because sometimes even after you book an appointment, you might go, people are assuming you're told to come back the next day. Sometimes you might do mistakes and you're told, no, go fix this, go fix this. So it's very hectic. And I know the visa process is as hectic as well, because we didn't do the visa personally, the school did it, but whatever small things we did were so stressful because apparently every country has their passport. Like, for example, when we were going to Germany, I don't know, our passport photos needed to be a certain size. So if your passport photo is not that size, you're gonna go back and take other passport photos. So, and we needed to sign documents, you need bank statements. Guys, that process, and everyone, like, I had, let me not even embarrass myself. Like, people were saying, were complaining how hectic this was, and imagine this is hectic and we are doing it with the school. So what if you're doing it alone? I'm crying tears. Anyway, so eventually the day came, and yeah, we were traveling at night. Yeah, if you see me smiling all this time, I'm just that was a 100 out of 10 experience. Anyway, so we were traveling at night. I think our flight was for 11 or 12. I can't even remember. And we were using the Qatar flight. So yeah, of course there are things you need to look for, like your suitcase. For us, again, luckily, since we are students and the school was doing it, I think we had a pass. Like, I think the maximum kg is usually 23. I'm not even sure. But when I was coming back, my suitcase my suitcase was like 28. I was panicking because I was like, if they tell me to pay money, I don't have money. So our process was a little bit less stressful. Of course, so we reached the airport, JKIA, and then we had our tickets and stuff. So when we were traveling, we had to show that we are vaccinated. So you had to have the soft copy. So we each had a soft copy of. So you reach the gate and they're like, your vaccination, you show them, and then that's how you enter. Then there is this long line, and at the time we also needed to have a mask. I don't know if it's the protocols are still the same, because of COVID and stuff. Oh my goodness, I broke my nail. Literally doing nothing. You can't even see. I'm out of space. let me look for space and continue this story. Okay, so I think I've freed enough space and I'm going to hurry up because one thing about this YouTube thing is the amount of space I need to have. Anyway, so where was I? Yeah, I can't even remember where I was at. Anyway, so we went through the checking process where you show your passport and your visa. Did you even have a visa? I don't know. And a visa, and then you go to where you're not given the ticket, where you they measure. Is it measure? They weigh your suitcase and stuff. So you put your suitcase, and your suitcase goes wherever. And in this suitcase, you're not supposed to have like electronics. And then of course, in your carry-on bag, the one you're going with to the aeroplane, no liquids. Liquids like even lotion, just put them in your suitcase to go. Unless I don't know it's what size bottle. So like no liquids at all. Anyway, so we did that. Then yeah, now we're waiting for the flight. Then our flight came. Then yeah, we traveled. It was such a nice experience, guys. When I tell you, I know people who have traveled like 1 million times, they're like, what's wrong with this one? But those who have not traveled, I want you to live the story through me, like see it as I'm explaining to you, imagine it's you. Anyway, so we traveled and yeah, our tickets. The first flight, we were like sitting 3 people and we were not even sitting with our classmates. It was just we were sitting with a random stranger. And of course now in the plane, you're provided for a blanket. Like I had boarded a plane earlier that year, but it was just from Nairobi to Kisumu. So all these things I didn't get to experience. So when I was taking this international flight, I was so fascinated. So you go there, then you find a blanket and headphones, and then not me breaking things. And then now the seat in front of you has a TV, a tiny TV, and it has like literally everything you can ever think of. Like it has music, it has murder shows, true crime, it has cartoons and all that. And yeah, that was a very beautiful experience. And then we were provided for food. Like, we were traveling at night, so obviously we were given supper, but I know it was early breakfast. And they'd ask you, so what would you like to eat? We have this, then they tell you, then you choose. Then they'll be like, do you want a drink? We have this, then you choose. It was so nice. Yeah, then we traveled then from Kenya to Doha. Doha is the airport in Qatar. It was like 5 hours, I think, or 6 hours. I think it was 5 hours, 30 minutes. And then we reached Qatar, and then this was where it was so hectic because we were in different states. People are lighting differently, and I just have to like, oh, can I see someone from my school? And if you see someone from your school, you follow that person. And like you, I'm a very lonely girl in school. I had only one friend I was traveling with, and I didn't sit with that friend. So imagine how stressed I was, because at the time I'm looking for people. Like I know this person is from my school, so I just follow from afar. Anyway, so somehow through God's grace, I used the right gaze. We reached. Then you are checked. Then again you are checked. Your carry on, it goes through screening, and if you have something like this guy's screen with and they're like, oh, can you remove? So I had to remove my clothes or everything that was there so that they can check it again. Oh, and of course at the airport, when you're putting your bag to be checked, you have to remove your laptop. Electronics are in a different basket, and you remove your shoes. And yeah, so that process. Then yeah, so we had like a 1 hour wait time before our next flight. So from Doha to Frankfurt. So Frankfurt is the city in Germany we were going to, and that was like 6 hours. I don't know if I'm interchanging the times, but one was 5 hours 30 minutes, and the other I think was 6 hours 30 minutes. So it was like an 11-hour flight, and then we reached Germany. Guys, I couldn't even believe. I remember like we reached and I'm calling my mom. Like when we were still in the airport waiting for our bag, I'm calling my mom. I had traveled with Crocs, and my mom was like, Ashley, you mean you went to Germany with Crocs? Like Crocs are my comfort shoes. Anytime I'm traveling long distance, I can't wear shoes because why are we wearing shoes? Crocs and socks does it for me. So when we were in Kenya before we traveled, they were like, in Germany it's cold, carry warm clothes, nini. So like I had to wear 2 socks, I don't know, even 3, and 2 jackets, and it was not even cold. I guess we went during a time that wasn't cold, so all that was really for nothing. It was chilly, but not as cold as they were putting it. And when we reached Germany, and then we took our bags, and then we left the airport, and immediately I stepped out of the airport, not like out of the buildings, and when they start taking cars, the air had smoke, like people smoke. I'm sorry if you're a Germany person or if you have a relative in Germany. I don't want to categorize all of them, but in Frankfurt where we were, people were smoking. Like you'd see the cigarettes littered, not littered like that in a bad way, but here in Kenya, you walk, you don't see cigarettes like that. And I even told my friend, hey, people here smoke because the air, you could just smell the smoke, and people are smoking, men, women, grandchildren, not grandparents, everyone was smoking. Then we had a bus. The bus took us to our hotel. I'll try and put the video here if I find it, if I know how to. So our hotel was quite beautiful, and apparently it was I don't know, a 3-star. I don't even know, but it was very very beautiful. So we were sleeping in 2 per room, and you would choose whoever you wanted to sleep with. So we were sleeping in 2 per room. So of course the hotel had 2 beds, a beautiful bathroom, very pretty, a TV, a desk, a wardrobe. Yeah, and it was very nice. So yeah, we settled. So we traveled Friday. We reached Saturday at around 12. So I think Kenya is 1 hour ahead, or Germany was Frankfurt was 1 hour ahead. Like the time difference was 1 hour. So we reached, and then we reached on a Saturday, and on Saturdays and Sundays, Frankfurt, like supermarkets are closed. The only things that are open are restaurants, apparently. So they take their weekends very seriously. Like you won't find a mall that's open, or at least where we went, there were no malls, and that is what we were told. So we just like literally walked down the streets, just being so happy. Can you believe we are in Germany after all that stress? We are finally here. It was quite exciting. It was quite exciting. So we just walked around. My friend and I just walked around. It was chilly, but not as cold. We walked around. We went to this restaurant. I don't know. We ordered something which I can't remember, but it was edible. And then so our school took us to Frankfurt because we are fine. I do Bachelor of Commerce, so we are business students. And what they told us is that Frankfurt is a city of finance. So we went there to learn about the finance aspect. So then, of course, we were going to classes. If you know my school, you know this is pretty normal for my school. Anyway, so we went for classes. So we were going to Frankfurt School of Finance and Management. Guys, yeah, that is a beautiful school. And it's the fact that people dress however they want. People dress literally however they want. Students, I was so fascinated. And I'm like, I want to live this life. I want to come back here and study. Literally, I want to go back there to study something. I know, and then the lecturers over there were the ones teaching us. And also in the classes they had food for us. I don't know, for students, or we were visitors. Oh, no, not this, we were actually visitors. So they had water, they had tea, they had fruits, they had like biscuits, cookies, everything at the back of the class. So like if you tell, you just enter class, go take your tea, come sit down as the lecturer is teaching. It was so fun. Go pick your water, pick your juice, and we would eat anything. Like we would pick water, juice, tea, as being Africans, tea, everything. Like in front of me is so full. I don't know if I'm going to be eating or listening to what the lecturer is saying. So that was one thing like I really really enjoyed. The daily snacks, very nice. And the lecturers there were so nice. And they were not teaching us textbook stuff. They were teaching us what really happens on ground. And yeah, that was so nice. And then at the school we were given vouchers. So we'd go with these vouchers to the cafeteria and eat. And yeah, that was the real culture shock. Their food, you're like, nah, I can't. Personally, I tried everything. I'm that girl who tries everything. I tried all the meals. Some were very weird, some were edible, and then they have three-course meals, like the actual meal, a dessert, and a drink, which was quite nice. When I tell you I gained like 3 kilograms in Germany, I'm not even joking. I really did. And then at the hotel that we were at, they would provide breakfast, of course. So, and it was non-stop breakfast. Do you know food? I was eating, literally, that was the highlight of my day. And then my friend, being the, like, she's not even a lawyer, but I'm just going to say, being the lawyer she is, I'm telling her, let's try new things now. She must just drink tea. Why the hell are you drinking tea? Anyway, and then so they had everything you can think of: coffee, milk, cocoa, cereals, bacon, sausages, fruits, yogurt, everything they had. And then their dispensers are like electronic dispensers, and I was so like, what's happening here? Because it's like this screen thing, it's like a tablet, you press on it and the drink just comes. I was like, oh well, okay, okay, okay. And yeah, so their breakfast was really, really, really nice. I enjoyed the breakfast over there. And then another thing I really loved was the transport. Oh my god, it is so peaceful. I feel like personally, if I go to Germany or Frankfurt or any countries abroad where they have that, the, how they called, the trains, the trams, I feel like I wouldn't need a car. I don't think I would need a car. I know people don't like them when I watch YouTube, like abroad YouTubers, but me, I loved it. I loved it. So we were given tickets. So there are these things like ATM machines that give you tickets. So as long as you have the ticket, you can just board the train and alight, without stress. Without stress. And it is so quiet. Do you know how matatu here in Kenya are loud? I thought I liked the loud music, but the calmness was on another level. So you just board, and then of course they have stations, so you know your station. So they'll be like, what, you've arrived, see your destination. If that's your stage, you should cut, the train continues. And that was something I really, 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 really liked. It is so calm. Everyone is minding their own business. There's no conductor trying to run with your change. There's nobody stepping on you. There's no pushing it. It was so calm. It was so peaceful. And then of course it was so nice to walk around and see a Starbucks. Like, I saw Starbucks and I'm like telling my friend, this is the first thing we are doing, I don't care. Because I was so pumped. The Starbucks, Dunkin' Donuts, McDonald's, I'm like, we're eating everything, we're eating all of these things. And yeah, we tried most of them. We couldn't of course try all. We were there like for 12 days. And weekdays we were going to class from like 10 to 4. So after 4 is when you're free to do whatever you want. And yeah, so we tried McDonald's, we tried Starbucks, we tried Dunkin' Donuts. What else did we try? I wanted to try Chipotle, but I didn't have the opportunity. I didn't get a chance. And it's just nice to walk and see a Zara. We went to Zara, even if you can't afford, you just go because why not? We saw H&M, we bought things from there. We saw Sephora, we bought things from there. Very expensive, by the way. We saw a Louis Vuitton, we didn't go. We saw Primark, we saw Lululemon. It was so nice. Imagine walking and just seeing Starbucks. I'm like, it's because I know, like, probably it's not a big deal, but to me it was, and it still is, given the fact that how people parade it outside there. And I'd say either I was ordering, I've told 1 million people this, whoever I've told this story to, I tell them it's over. It's either I was ordering wrong drinks or it's actually just overrated. Those people don't have sugar. I would be like, make it sweet. But the coffee comes and it is very sugarless. Anyway, what else? Oh, people there follow traffic lights like crazy. Like, if the traffic light says red, even a person riding a bicycle will stop, the person riding the scooter will stop, and the passengers will pass. Like that. If it's red for the passengers, they'll stop. Not like here, it's red and the motorbike person is still going. Like, are you going? Stand. I was so amused. I was like, look at this bicycle person. I'm like, why are you standing? So you go. It's scooter, for goodness sake, why are you standing? Go. And I'm like, this is just the life. And the streets are clean. No offense to hawkers here. I know that's the life. No offense at all. But I'm just saying the streets are very, 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 very clean. And what else? There are very many things. I don't know why I'm busy saying what else. Oh my god. Where we went, so the city center place, we were being told about how World War II had made almost all of the buildings literally collapse, but they rebuilt the buildings in the old-fashioned manner. So the buildings look old, but they're actually not old. They just use that, format, that design, I guess. And then they had this beautiful river, and then this river had a bridge, and on the bridge, I could cry. On the bridge, there were padlocks. Oh my god! You know the way people go to Paris to lock padlocks. There were padlocks. There are so many padlocks, and so pretty. Like, I was shedding tears. I've never seen something so beautiful. Like, there are all sorts of padlocks in the lovers lock. That was so nice. That was actually so nice. I literally almost cried. Like, I'd come back here with my boyfriend, with my husband, with my best friend. We must lock up and lock there. It was very, 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 very pretty, and the river is so nice. So they have this ship. I don't know if it's called a ship or a boat, because it's not a boat because it has like stairs. The boat just takes people across the river and just explains the history. Of course, we went to that, and it was so peaceful, and people would just sit by the river and just talk. I was like, I want this life. I honestly want this life. And yeah, at night people just, like, it's literally 10, but people are just walking. And on the weekends there are lots and lots of people just walking around, because I think, as I say, I think they take their weekends very seriously. So there was so there's only food trucks and food trucks and food trucks. So there are very many people walking around during the weekend. And we went to the museum, to the money museum. We went to like one of the central banks. Apparently they have so many central banks. We went to one of the central banks, and we went to the museum. Such a beautiful museum. We even saw the Kenyan shillings, 50 bob, like Itambo. It was there. They have like literally all currencies, and they have this history of money. And this museum had its theater even, but this theater obviously is just to explain about money and money and money. And yeah, what else? I think I'm running out of storage again. Um, oh yeah, and people, like, there were so many against people would even sometimes, like, you go buy something, it's like, what's happening? I'm seeing so many people, and you're like, oh no, it's a school trip. Every time people would be asking, are you studying here? And you're like, no, yeah, we've come for studying, but it's just a school trip. And anytime you're working, you have to ask someone, do you speak English? It was fascinating. Wasn't everyone speaks English? And be like, do you speak English? And the person speaks English, you're happy. And where there's even a time this guy stopped me, he was a black guy, and he's like, oh, who did your hair? Do you live here? So I had lines. I'm like, no, we're just here for a school trip. And he's like, oh, my wife has been looking for someone to do her hair. And I'm like, you guys, if you're going to go abroad, just learn how to do your hair, because I think it's very stressful over there and expensive. And yeah, so one thing my friend and I noticed is that people in Germany, okay, it's very nice, but I think there is a lot of stress and pressure. And the reason I'm saying this is because there are people who looked normal, but they were not normal. This time we were sitting at a Starbucks listening our drink after school, and then this one comes shouting at us, I want my laptop. I'm like, what's happening? She looked normal until she was not. And there was many such people. There were many such people, and I think it's just like, I think personally I enjoy because I was just there. Everything catered for. I had pocket money, I had lunch, I had everything sorted out. I was just walking around. And then when you go to like these Starbucks and things, they have cups, like recyclable cups. So these recyclable cups, like, you can take them somewhere and be given money for them. So they'd always ask you, do you want cups that you can recycle, recycle, recycle. You know what I'm saying? Or do you want the paper cups that you can just throw? Yeah, so you'd see just people looking in the dustbin for these types of bottles. That was their means that was their income. And yeah, it was quite sad because I was like, oh yeah, but anyway, it's life. And then the people, like the street people there, don't necessarily look like street people. People like are dressed, but you know, they're street people. And yeah, what and the currency used in Germany is euros, and like one is it 1 Kenyan shillings, or like 1 euro is like 123 Kenyan shillings, and in Germany, in Frankfurt, they use all denominations of money. Like 1 cent is used, like we're being given 2 cents. I'm like, what am I going to do with all these coins? But literally, you can buy a cloth with that amount with five. If the cloth, because the cloth, let's say 1 euro 50 cents, so you literally have to have that 50 cents. So yeah, they use all denominations of money, and that's quite fascinating. And they don't have big cards over there. I realized that people have tiny cars, not okay. People have normal cars. There's only one or two big cars like V8s and Range Rovers. Then there are these small cars like 2 seats. Even the Mr. Bean car was big. It's like two, you see a Vitz, half of Vitz, which is so funny. But it is, and it was not one or two people, it was quite a number of people. Anyway, guys, I think I've exhausted everything. If there's anything you want to know about my experience, feel free to ask in the comment section. But I'd give that experience an 1,000, and I just told myself, Ash, you have to travel. After I've experienced that, there's no way I'm not traveling in this life. I just have to. Because now that I've experienced it once, I feel like I can't live without it. And yeah, I'm gonna stop there. I think I've said everything, and this video is like 21 minutes. That is quite long. And if there's something you want to know that I haven't mentioned, feel free to ask. And yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. If you enjoyed the video, give it a thumbs up. Don't forget to like, to subscribe, to share, and I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye.